I invite you to journey with me through 4 very different character storylines. First, imagine you are a substitute teacher. It's 8:30 in the morning and the bell just rang to begin the day. You look out at a sea of unfamiliar, rowdy middle school students. Wanting to calm the room and take roll, you notice a student wearing a baseball hat. Definitely against school policy. You call out, "Young man, you need to take that hat off and put it away for the day." The class goes silent. The student slowly takes off the hat and looks up. You immediately realize it was not a little boy, but instead, a pale girl with a bald head. Next, you are a proud parent attending your daughter's high school graduation. You and your family feel so excited for this major milestone. As you listen to the names being called and all the following cheers, your mind keeps flashing back to the week before, when you attended a different, more emotional graduation celebration, an even grander milestone. The flashback is from the pediatric oncology graduation celebration for all the patients who had made it to their high school graduation, many of which you recognize from long days at the clinic. Suddenly, you're back in the auditorium when you hear your daughter's name called on the loudspeaker. You watch her walk across the stage, and your tears of joy are linked to so much more. As the third, envision yourself in line at your favorite local coffee shop. You're looking up at the menu to confirm you do indeed want the drink you always order. You notice a 5-year-old boy and his mother in front of you in line. The little boy is tugging on his mom's shirt, saying, "Mommy, Mommy, look." He points directly at the barista taking their order and asks, "Why does she have so many bumps and marks on her neck?" The barista politely smiles and covers her scars. The mother of the boy apologizes. The barista responds, "No worries, your drinks will be up shortly." This last one will be easy. You are you, right here, right now. Take a look at me. What do you see? Maybe a confident young speaker, or a happy girl with long brown hair and fashionable earrings. Let me ask you another question. What don't you see? You can't see a 24-year-old woman who is currently dealing with fertility doctors in the hopes of becoming a mother in the future. She has the egg count of a 45-year-old woman due to the amount of treatments and other chemotherapies she has received since age 11. Have I piqued your curiosity to the connections throughout these storylines? I suspect you may have guessed by now. The journey I invited you on is all part of my own story. Hi, my name is Rachel Elliott. I'm a resiliency speaker, advocate, young professional, proud VCU graduate, and 3-time cancer survivor. I'm here today to share my story of adversity with the hopes you will see through gratitude, positivity, and compassion. You have the choice to view all obstacles in life as an opportunity to become a more resilient human. As a 6th grader, in the spring of 2008, I spent 3 months in the pediatric intensive care unit with a flesh-eating bacteria called necrotizing fasciitis. The team of doctors was without any clear understanding how a seemingly healthy 11-year-old girl could get so sick. They performed countless inconclusive tests, but ultimately I made a miraculous recovery and was discharged. Throughout those 3 months, the doctors guessed it may have been cancer, but it wasn't until July of that same year that I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It was actually a relief to some degree, as now we understood more of the medical puzzle and how my immune system could have been so suppressed that I contracted the bacteria. The diagnosis led to a 2-year treatment plan full of chemotherapy, fearful hospital stays, spinal taps, and of course, hair loss. But ultimately, it was the beginning of my journey to finding inner resilience. Eckhart Tolle says, life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. As an 11-year-old cancer patient, this quote hung in my hospital room, and I stared at it every day. These words were the tool that helped me realize that through this diagnosis, I had the power to become a stronger version of myself. And although not always easy, I even began to find moments of to be grateful for the opportunity to evolve with this challenge. Acceptance and gratitude are the first component in my resiliency formula. I want to be sure you hear this important aspect of the process. I first chose to truly understand and then accept the challenge being presented, which led to me finding gratitude. Every day throughout those 2 years of treatment brought new challenges. Some days I was mad, others incredibly sad, and some too weak to feel anything. But I was on a mission. I finished the 2 years of treatment and was able to enjoy my high school years cancer-free. I graduated and headed off to the College of Charleston in South Carolina. I remember being so grateful to attend my high school graduation. In the winter of 2015, after 5 years in remission during my freshman year of college, I noticed some unusual bruising on my legs. I went to the school clinic for a blood test, and the results showed something was off. Additional testing confirmed the unthinkable. The cancer had relapsed. Just like that, in a split of a second, I withdrew from school, rushed home to my team of doctors at VCU, and began a more intensive 2-year treatment plan. I remember being so angry, thinking, how is this my reality? But I had learned the lesson before and knew it was important to feel that pain, but staying in the misery was not the answer. So I focused on what I could control, my attitude. I found moments to be joyful. I had epic water bottle flip challenges with my little brother. I playfully joked with the doctors and nurses about how lucky they were to be seeing me every day again. I created a leaderboard for all my Uno wins during long days at the clinic. And I got a new puppy, a Bernese Mountain Dog named Toby. Being optimistic even when I was struggling helped shift my perspective. Choosing to adapt and positivity are the second component in my resiliency formula. And as you will see, I sure needed it. In May of 2015, just 2 months into that relapse treatment plan, I found myself back in the ICU. A team of doctors had identified multiple bacteria and viruses in my blood. I was put into a drug-induced coma and on a life-saving machine called ECMO that took over the function of my heart and lungs. After I woke up from the coma, I spent the next 100 days in the ICU, regaining my strength, learning to walk, and ultimately giving my body the time it needed to heal from all the infection. It was the summertime, and all I wanted was to be out of the hospital. I set a goal to be home by my birthday, August 21st. Every day, I replaced the thoughts of, this isn't fair, why is this happening to me, with the joy I felt from the little milestones. Being able to sit up, taking a sip of water, taking 1 step, then 10, then walking 100 yards. I focused on how far I had come, and my ultimate birthday wish came true. The chemotherapy and other treatments did get rid of the cancer, but it is also what caused my immune system to be so weak and how I got so sick. I chose to end the chemo protocol at the time because no cancer cells were present. I spent the next several months continuing to recover and resume normal life. I transferred to VCU and took online classes towards my college degree. I got a part-time job at the local coffee shop, and I even ran a 10K. I had no idea I would have to deal with yet another relapse. In October of 2016, the second relapse happened. At this point, my learned grit must have kicked in, as I was truly unsure how I was going to do this all over again. It was the sheer positivity and acceptance that I had been practicing since age 11 that allowed me and my family to take a deep breath and go about researching a better way to combat this disease. I was truly blessed to be enrolled in an immunotherapy clinical trial at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The 3 months of treatment were mostly outpatient and much less invasive than the previous ones, which allowed me and my family to enjoy the holiday season in a Philadelphia hotel. CAR T-cell gene therapy is the process of taking one's own T cells and modifying them in a lab. They are then re-injected into the body and immediately attack any cancer cells. Brilliant, huh? Immunotherapy is an emerging pillar of cancer treatment. I was again cancer-free in January of 2017, and I'm proud to report that I am in what I refer to as forever remission. It was this stage of the journey that I truly began to understand the third component in the resiliency formula: compassion. The struggles I faced allowed me to feel for others who were also struggling, often more than myself. Like the children and parents I met at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia who were dealing with chronic, lifelong illnesses, or the many women who have dealt with the emotions of childbearing attempts and painful fertility drugs. Even back to the substitute teacher and the little boy in the coffee shop. I can choose to understand they had no ill intent. She didn't know that I had special permission to wear a baseball hat at school, nor had the little boy ever seen a trach scar. I can choose to see from their perspective and not take any of it personally. Sharing compassion and understanding, in turn, allowed me to heal and become more resilient. My story is, of course, unique to me, but you too have dealt with many obstacles in life, as well as the collective challenges we are all facing today. In life, adversity is guaranteed, but we have the choice to focus only on the negative, heartbreaking aspects or discover ways to grow and evolve, to identify where we want to be and strive towards it. I believe my resiliency formula is universal, and it does not take 3 cancer diagnoses to implement. You can use it to help navigate any challenges that come your way in life. I invite you to grab onto these practices of gratitude, positivity, and compassion. They have the power to shift your perspective and make you a more resilient human by choice. Resilient by design. Thank you.